It all starts on a nice sunny day inside a plane where the situation is not so nice. This guy is an assassin under the name of Wolf who was hired to assassinate these people. Just as expected from the best assassin in this organization, the mission was completed quickly, but all was not going well for him because all of a sudden he realizes that something's going on and not exactly good. Even though Wolf has worked hard for many years in this organization, the big shots decided that he knows too much and they got rid of him by blowing up the plane along with all those secrets. We barely knew him and now he's gone. But his story doesn't end here because suddenly he wakes up with this guy. He's confused as he obviously should be dead. The plane he was on was blown to pieces. He wonders where he is. After that, a sudden headache gives him the context of the whole situation. 100 years ago, with the blood moon hanging in the sky and spatial rifts opening up, the age of monsters began and descended on the world. Countless monsters devastated the entire world, causing panic and despair in humans. Humans had nothing to do against the monsters. The available weapons did not do any harm to those entities, so they were facing what could have been the mass extinction of the human race. In fact, it almost happened because in only 10 years there were only 100 million humans left. But when humanity was on the brink of extinction, the birth of the beast soul masters brought a ray of hope to all of humanity. Gradually, people awakened powers of different beasts, such as this one, which literally is an elephant that solves things by punching. With each successive generation of beast soul master inheriting and developing their skills, humanity created a civilization more than prepared to face the invasion of monsters. Humanity has a new hope, but as all that glitters is not gold, the awakened beast soul has ranks from the lowest, which is E rank, to the highest, which is SS rank, and Lin Yuan's beast souls is the lowest rank. He has no family or friends. He needs to rely on beast soul to prove himself. Yet he was greeted with ruthless ridicule. They laughed at him for being of the lowest rank and being weak. They even told him to stop going to school. He was bullied by everyone whenever they wanted. He felt like a piece of trash, thrown aside mercilessly by the world. This idiot beat him by threatening him not to look for Sumu Usui anymore, or else he would end up beating him to death. There he realizes that he has traveled. God has had mercy on him and has given him the chance to face a different fate than being used by other people like in his previous life. Who told him all this was none other than the original owner of the body, who asked Lin if he was someone abandoned like him. Lin could not move his body, while the one in front of him gave him the chance to leave this cruel world. Lin asked him if he will leave just like that without taking revenge, but he is dead, so he can't do it. Now his body is being taken over by someone else. Lin tells him that just because they have taken pity on him doesn't mean he is weak. He has no reason to admit defeat or let the world decide his destiny, so he wants to change his fate and decide it for himself. He asks Lin if it doesn't seem painful to have to live again after being abandoned in such a ruthless way, but Lin again makes it clear that he intends to live. The former owner of the body tells Lin that if he stays in that junk body, sooner or later he will end up like him, but Lin tells him that he doesn't believe that junk is junk forever. He will prove to the world that he is capable of deciding his own destiny. The former owner of the body says goodbye to Lin, but not before telling him to remember everything he said, to take revenge for him. From now on, he will be the real Lin Yuan. Moments later, Lin can move. He will start to plan his revenge. First, he must find a way to become stronger, and according to the rules of that world, E ranks can only do low-paid jobs, so he decided to go back to doing his past job, become an assassin. Next, the system detects Lin and activates. He has been linked to monster evolution and was given an E rank black lizard whose attacks are currently bite and claw attack. Lin wonders what that is. Moments later, the system takes the form of this cute lizard. His name is Xiao Hailong. From now on, he will accompany Lin and watch him grow slowly until he becomes stronger. Understanding things a bit more, Lin gets going as he has something important to do now. From there, we see this cute girl whose name is Sumu Usui being bothered by the asshole that he just came a few moments ago. He wants to date her using whatever method he can. Tremendous simp. On top of that, he has an army of bald guys with glasses. Muxui tells him to stop dreaming as she would never go out with him. She's an S rank who woke up not long ago. The guy tells Muxui that he also beat up Lin. This makes her furious, and the guy tells her that she now has no choice but to go out with him. Or so he thought, because suddenly, for the army of baldies, Lin shows up to beat the scumbag back. Of course, the baldies won't stand idly by and try to save their leader. Seeing the guy hit his face on the ground, he orders all the baldies to kill Lin. That's why they all take his forms to fight an elephant. I don't know what that is. I guess a bull, a rhino turtle, and a wolf with a beak. Seeing how they transformed, Lin also wants to do it, but Hailong tells him that his beast is just a weak black lizard. He has to devour to get evolution points and win fights to be rewarded. So Lin decides to use his normal body to fight. Hailong thinks that's crazy, but Lin was a killer in his past life, so there's no reason not to fight. The group attacks Lin, even though the guy thinks Lin is finished. The truth is that after all the fog goes away, we see that Lin managed to position himself on top of the wolf, and moments later, he breaks Lin's neck, easy peasy. Muxu is surprised to see that Lin managed to defeat a B-ranked beast soul master using only his hands. Thanks to defeating that moron, Lin got a treasure chest. Hailong tells Lin that he can get good things like super equipment or skill evolution points by opening these treasure chests. Then Lin opens it, and Hailing mentions that it's a random skill book. Lin will be able to get a random skill. Skill level will be from E rank to a rank. Lin only has a 1% chance of getting a rank skill. Lin touches the screen. Any skill will do as long as it's not an E rank skill. But he doesn't have to worry because he gets a rank skill, white light. When beast soul fuse, Lin could emit high temperature white light, which has power to melt steel, reaching a maximum temperature up to 100,000 degrees Celsius. Hailong is excited as Lin was quite lucky. He finds it so incredible that he even tells him that they should go and try the lottery. But it's not time to celebrate because there are still these four standing. The simp tells his henchmen that if they kill Lin, he will give them $10 million. So motivated and blinded by the money, the bald guys and their fighting forms throw themselves at Lin. Muxui is worried and proposes to Lin that she should also fuse beast soul to help him, but Lin tells her that it is not necessary and to go far away. He can't let her get hurt, since she is one of the few people who treated the original owner of the body kindly. The enemies are right in front of Lin, who waits patiently to start moving. After several jumps to dodge the attacks he received, Lin prepares to counterattack, hitting the elephant guy from behind, making him buried and therefore defeated, thus obtaining another treasure chest. This time of black iron. These fools must not believe the big deal. It's not the same Lin Yuan of the past. Lin quickly runs towards them, and in the blink of an eye, he moves so fast that he manages to position himself behind their backs, and moments later he grabs them by the head and makes them hit each other, thus defeating the remaining two. Only the simp was left, who begins to beg for his life, saying that he was wrong, but it is too late to ask for forgiveness, and he ends up getting beaten up. After it's all over, Muxui is still surprised with how strong Lin is, who tells her that it's time for them to leave. She's already calm because as things are, the simp won't bother her anymore in the future. Although she feels ashamed as she, as a S-rank talent beast soul master, didn't expect to be rescued by Lin. It should be the other way around. She never thought Lin would be so strong. Moments later, noticing how she was looking at him, Lin asks her if he has something on his face, as she hasn't looked away from him. She just says she wanted to thank him and apologizes to him for getting him involved in this matter. Lin tells her that it doesn't matter, since they are classmates and should help each other. Their Muxui is a bit disappointed since she thought they were friends. After that, she gets a bit nervous and says goodbye to Lin, telling him that they will see each other tomorrow at school. Even she didn't know why she was behaving like that. Hailong tells Lin that he's quite lucky, but he replies that he shouldn't talk nonsense, since Muxui is one of the few friends of the original owner of the body. Since he took over this body, he naturally needs to protect her. That said, it's time to talk about more important things. Hailong thought that it was just what he expected from a murderer. His eyesight and tone is so scary. From there we go to Lin's house, where he uses beast soul fuse and transforms into beast. Hailong tells Lin that he's only fit to be a food in the monster world. I mean, just look at his form. He's like an iguana or something like that. No wonder those people said his beast soul is trash. But Hailong is there to guide him. He tells Lin that he can devour and obtain evolution points and use those points to strengthen himself. Lin obtained evolution points for treasure chest just now by devouring. Hailong means to eat meat. Beast souls are the same as animals. The first priority of a beast soul must be to eat meat. Hailong tells Lin that he must remember to keep fit and eat raw meat. So now we see Lin in front of this raw chicken. Hailong tells him to hurry to devour it to become stronger. So Lin starts to eat it for the sake of becoming stronger. Poor chicken. Even though he's dead, look at his face. After a moment, Lin completely devours the raw chicken, which made him get 5 evolution points, which Lin uses to increase his size. Next, he wants to order more meat. He wants to have a meat feast tonight, and the next day, after eating 100 wild rabbits and all the meat in the refrigerator, Lin's abilities in his soul beast form increased. Now he has a large sized black lizard in a state of growth and B rank. Moreover, now he is much more muscular. Not only his level, even his talent has increased. Even though he's no longer a food existence, it's not enough. He needs more evolution points, and as his size became larger, he needs to find a place where it won't attract attention. Somewhere like a warehouse, because he has reincarnated in a world like this. He will go take a look at the pinnacle scene. Moments later, these 3 bullies arrive. This one is called Li Feng. He is someone who bullies Lin constantly with Jian Lei, and the reason they get together to bully Lin is because one of them is one of the 2 S-rank beast souls in the school, Wu Moxuan. They continue to talk to Lin quite aggressively, but he will not tolerate this treatment, so he tells them to stop messing around. They can't believe Lin would talk to them like that, but he doesn't bow his head and ask them if they don't understand that language. Moxuan finds it arrogant that the weakest of the E rank is so arrogant. He clarifies that he's able to kill Lin's black lizard easily by himself. Next, he tells him that the trash should stay in the dump, and that the school is ashamed to have Lin as a student. So he tells him that he should better get a place to commit suicide and die. Unfortunately for this idiot, Lin has already decided that he will live well. Moxuan threatens Lin by telling him that he can make him wish to die, while Lin tells him that he's free to try. Moments later, teacher Zhang Yu arrives and asks them to take seats. Mo tells Lin that he was lucky that the teacher arrived, but clarifies that he won't be lucky all the time. Hailong tells Lin that Mo is quite arrogant. Lin tells him that being this rank he has the right to be arrogant, but he clarifies that sooner or later he himself will defeat Mo. As he says this, Hailong thinks about how calmly Lin uttered those words. He thinks Lin is an amazing person. Next, teacher Zhang Yu tells the students that the school will distribute cultivation resources to everyone. These are known as beast soul crystal. Those are beast soul crystal formed when flesh and blood of monsters melt into the ground after death, and usually are divided into top, middle, lower, and inferior grade. Hailong says that it contains extremely large amount of energy, which is suitable for absorption of beast souls and can greatly enhance the ability of beast soul. In the world of beast soul masters, these crystals are like currency. The higher the rank of a crystal, the higher the price. A low grade crystal costs about $1,000. The teacher mentions that the school will give crystals to students according to the awakened beast soul rating. This is also to make everyone understand that the world of beast soul masters is cruel. Power means everything. The strong reach the pinnacle. The weak are eliminated. The delivery of the crystal starts by Mo, whose beast is the skeleton reptile king with S rank talent. He gets 10 top grade soul crystals. Mo is one of the 2 in that school who is S rank. The other person is Mu Su, and the previous senior who awakened as S rank beast soul, Great Golden Crow, was now a 9-star Lord Stranded expert. Some students were sure that with Mo talent, if he works hard and develops step by step, he will be able to become a standard Lord Beast Soul Master. We continue with the delivery. Jiang Lai, who possesses Large Rock Beetle, a rank, is awarded 5 medium grade crystals. Lai Feng, possessor of Hurricane Demon Wolf, rank B, is given 5 lower grade crystals. And we go to Lin, who receives 5 inferior grade beast soul crystal. Hearing this, the students started to laugh at him because they still think he's rank E. They told him things like stop embarrassing the school and do something else. But Lin accepts his crystals kindly. Mooks mentions that those inferior beast soul crystals are full of nuclear radiation, not suitable to feed beast soul. He wouldn't accept that rubbish, even if they gave it to him as a gift, but he thinks it's something that suits someone like Lin. Hailong explains to Lin that the inferior soul crystal is actually formed after monsters' flesh and blood are being polluted by nuclear radiation. When monsters are killed by a nuclear weapon, but the nuclear energy contains great energy that can be absorbed by Lin's devouring ability. So it suits him perfectly. Moments later, the teacher wants to give Lin a top grade beast soul crystal to him in her own name. Lin thanks the kindness, but instead he asks the teacher to exchange that top grade beast crystal for inferior crystals. The teacher scolds him. She knows that Lin wants to become strong quickly, but she knows that he can't feed his beast soul with a large amount of extremely dangerous crystals. So Lin ends up accepting the teacher's gift. Mokuan is jealous that Lin is given this deal. Top grade beast soul crystal is worth 10,000. Inferior is worth 1,000. That one can be exchanged for 100 inferior crystals, but normal people would not have so many crystals. So he asks Hailong what you should do. He replies that you should go to the beast soul palace and exchange after school. In that place, they should definitely have many soul crystals. Next, Muksu approaches Lin and asks him to come back together after school as she has something to tell him. Muksu heard from the dean that the boy who bothered her dropped out of school. Seeing her talking to Lin, Moksuan and his group are surprised that she's talking to someone like him. Sheesh, relax, they're just talking. Muksu is S rank and also possesses the 9-tailed snow fox. Moksuan can't stand her talking to Lin, let alone teacher Zhang treating him well after school. When Lin was about to leave, he's intercepted by Moksuan and his group. He asks Lin what kind of ecstasy soup did he give the teacher and what dirty method he has used to get close to Muksu. Last time, the rich guy, or the simp rather, said that he would cooperate with Moksuan to make a scene to save the pretty girl to get her attention. But now they left the school, Moksuan's plan is thwarted. Lin realizes that Moksuan was the one who made the previous body's owner lose his life. Moksuan starts babbling that Muksui should be with him because blah blah blah. We don't really care. Lin knows that if he beats this guy up at school, he will end up being punished. So he can't bother teacher Zhang after she treated him so well. Nevertheless, Lin doesn't bow his head in front of Moksuan and refuses to do everything he asks him to do. Meanwhile, he kept talking rubbish. He ends up saying that he doesn't want Muksu to think that him being strong is bothering the weak. That's why he proposes something to Lin. In 7 days, it will be the beast trial. If Lin passes it, Moksuan will eat 1 bag of inferior grade soul crystals on the spot. However, if Lin loses, he will have to disappear from that place. Lin asks Moksuan if he is sure he wants to go that far. He replies that he is not afraid of someone like Lin, since he considers him trash. That said, Lin accepts the deal with a smile on his face. Moments later, he meets Muksu, who asks him what took him so long. Lin just tells her that he was delayed for something, then asks her why she wanted to see him. She tells him that it's no big deal. Her beast soul, 9-tailed snow fox, is her rank. So the school awarded her 10 top grade beast soul crystals. So she wants to share half with Lin. This because she heard that Lin being E rank only got inferior soul crystals. She clarifies to Lin that last time he was amazing when he helped her, he was no weaker than a B rank. She tells Lin that if he trains and works hard, he can definitely become stronger. Yeah, we all know that. Lin thanks Muksu for caring, but he cannot take her beast soul crystals. She tells him that she has heard that the beast trial is difficult isn't easy. Even a B rank could fail. Besides, she doesn't need so many crystals. So she wants to give them to Lin to absorb. This will be a great help for her to take the beast trial. Lin asks Muksu if she's not afraid of failing the beast trial if she gives him those crystals, but she asks Lin not to underestimate her. She has S rank beast soul. Even without the crystals, she'll be able to pass. In that case, Lin proposes something to her. Although he cannot tell her the reasons, he promises he will pass the beast trial. And if Muksu also passes, then he will accept her gift. That said, this sounds good for her. Lin knows that he must prepare himself not to look bad in front of her, but deep inside, he knows that during the beast trial, she will be impressed by Lin's fighting skills. When Muksu leaves, Hailong tells Lin that she cares about him a lot, but Lin asks him to shut up and take him to the beast soul palace. So there we go. Hailong explains that this is a palace dedicated to serve beast soul masters and only open to beast soul masters. They will also be the exam location of upcoming beast trial. But the first thing they must do is exchange the crystals. Lin goes to this guy and asks to exchange that crystal for many lower grade ones. The guy thinks Lin is crazy, but he still gives him what he wants, 100 lower grade crystals. But he clarifies that he needs $500 for handling fee. Even though that person thought Lin was crazy, he mentions that there's only a line between being a genius and a lunatic. From there we go to an abandoned warehouse in the wild where we see Lin's new form. He has changed a lot. He went from being an iguana to a dragon. That's because he has successfully absorbed the nuclear radiation. Wait, and he wouldn't be a dragon. He would be more like a Godzilla. Anyway, Lin got 1,000 evolution points. A chicken gives only 5 points, but absorbing an inferior grade beast soul crystal will give him 1,000 evolution points. 100 of these crystals would mean 100,000 evolution points. Each level is distributed into 1 to 9 stars from low to high. Now Lin is a 7-star war beast after absorbing all the crystals. That beast trial will be no difficulty for him. 7 days later at Beast Soul Palace, all the students were preparing for the beast trial. Some of them were talking about how nervous they were. They could barely absorb all the crystals that the schools gave them. They also talked about the 2S rank of the school and wondered what their current level will be after absorbing the crystals. Moments later, Moksuan approaches Lin and asks him if his pitiful black lizard managed to break the barrier to 1-star war beast. Lin just turns around and asks Moksuan how his preparation went. He replies that his beast already has 8-star peak war beast compatibility. So he considers that passing the beast trial will be a piece of cake, but Lin wasn't asking about that. In fact, he was referring to how his preparation to eat a whole bag of inferior soul crystals was going. The people around were shocked to see the way Lin was making fun of Moksuan. Then teacher Jiang tells the students to take note because the exam is about to start. They should bring the ID card and admission ticket. Moksuan, angry, tells Lin that he will meet him after the beast trial is over. Then we go to the 3rd floor of the palace in the exam area. It is Lin's turn. Before starting, they ask him if he's awakened E rank beast soul. He answers yes. This guy wishes him good luck, but deep down he knows that if Lin is an E rank, he will not be able to pass the exam. The combat simulation is about to begin, and just like Sword Art Online, Lin appears in a virtual world. He's in a desert where there doesn't seem to be any terrain advantage that he could take. Then appears before him 3-star war beast, wild desert wolf. The first enemy of the exam, he quickly attacks Lin, who only thinks about how weak this wolf is and how easy it will be for him. Hailong asks Lin if he doesn't plan to do beast fuse, but Lin replies that to defeat beasts of that rank, he doesn't need to do such a thing. So he will just use those monsters to warm up his body. Meanwhile, the teachers outside were surprised that Lin has passed the first stage without any problem. Lin continues to fight the wolves with his human form, making quick hand movements and breaking their necks. Back outside, this teacher asks another one to go and have a look as he has no idea what is going on. They can't believe that Lin, without using the beast fuse power, is managing to kill these 3-star wolves. Lin kept defeating those wimpy wolves using only his limbs, fist here, kick here. The teachers thought Lin was a real monster. There has never been a situation where a candidate didn't use the beast fuse and defeat a 3-star war beast rank wild wolf. This is something that has never been seen in all of history. This teacher thinks Lin is cheating since the goal of the test is to test his beast soul's power, but Lin is not using them at all. This other teacher mentions that although it seems a bit unruly, it is not considered cheating. They have to see if Lin is able to clear all 3 stages. If Lin can't do it, he will not be considered as having complete the beast trial. The first 2 stages is to let the candidate adapt to the combat rhythm, while the 3rd stage is what decides if you pass or fail the test. This professor mentions that it is almost impossible to clear the 3rd stage without resorting to the power of the beast soul. Even with the overwhelming overwhelming power that Lin is showing right now, according to the professor, it is impossible for him to clear the third stage like this, so he thinks it is a pity. His beast soul talent rating is only E rank, so if his beast soul is stronger, Lin would have a bright future. Just wait a little bit, teacher. You will see what Lin is capable of, and speaking of him, back to the test, he has already defeated all the wolves. Hai Long tells him not to be careless, as this is just the beginning. The real trial starts now. Moments later, Lin comes face to face with a giant wolf. It's a 6-star war beast rank wild wolf king. Lin is surprised, but for the best, because if someone wants to defeat 6-star war beast, they would need a high rank beast soul talent. So no wonder they say only a rank or above beast soul consider as genius, and only they can pass the beast trial in the first year. That said, it's time for Lin to show his true power. So he uses beast fuse. Hai Long gets excited. As finally Lin will use it, Lin starts to transform into a large black lizard. He's now a 3-star beast general, and his skill has evolved to incandescent light. Yeah, he kinda looks like Godzilla. What is he gonna use? Atomic breath? Well, could be. Let's remember he ate a lot of crystals with nuclear energy. Hai Long mentions that Lin finally left the war beast rank and reached a higher rank. He entered a new start. Lin starts warring to impose his power. He didn't mind at all to have the weakest lizard beast soul. Even if he is a lizard, if he trains very well, he can become a Godzilla. He's much bigger than the 6-star war beast king wolf. Meanwhile, the teachers outside couldn't stop being surprised. Are they seeing it wrong? Is that giant lizard really an E rank? They think they are seeing wrong or something like that, so they end up calling more teachers to see and confirm if the information they have is correct. That lizard is definitely not an E rank. It took them a while to realize that taking into account Lin's size, is at least a beast general rank. It is a huge difference if you compare him to an E rank person. They think it's scary since it's only been a few days since Lin awakened the beast soul, and now he already has beast general rank compatibility. It's at least an S rank talent. No, even an S rank would have a hard time with something like that. If beyond that, it's SS rank or even SS rank. This little wolf has nothing to do against Lin but to tremble in fear of the huge difference in size and power. Even so, the wolf doesn't give up and prepares to attack Lin. After all, it is like an NPC. So when the wolf attacks, it doesn't even manage to reach Lin, who with a single blow with his claws managed to defeat the 6-star wolf, causing shock to all the teachers watching the fight. How is it that Lin was able to instantly defeat a 6-star war beast with a single blow? This teacher asks the other teacher to stay there and continue recording the data, while he goes to the chief examiner to tell him about this situation. This time, Zhenhai City, which I guess is the city where they live, finally has a genius capable of shocking everyone. So the teacher is quite excited about this and is going to tell his superior. Back to the exam, the wolves keep coming. This time they do it in packs. Don't they get tired of dying? Lin has already killed the same wolf about 30 times. As for Lin, he was quite disappointed as the difficulty of this exam was being almost zero. Meanwhile, the 4th stage of the beast trial was about to start. But stop there. Weren't there only 3 stages? Well, Hai Long explains that the first 3 stages are just across the passing line. So after that, Lin can continue to challenge and get better results. This is because many famous schools need to refer to the grade of the beast trial when recruiting beast soul masters. Lin is in front of 6-star wild wolf king and 10 3-star wind wolf. So it seems like this level is to test the ability of beast soul masters to fight on the spot, but Lin doesn't take a step back. He considers this is too easy for him. Lin attacks from a distance using probably atomic breath, but with a different name, hitting many wolves. Then he quickly approaches them and starts hitting them up close, smashing their heads and roaring into the air like Godzilla. Lin wonders how many stages this beast trial will have. From there we meet the head examiner, Zhao Shanhe, who asks what's happened to make them go looking for him in trouble. He mentions that during a counseling period, the invigilator cannot leave the invigilator area without authorization. But this is important. The professor mentions that there's a candidate whose performance is not at all normal, so they wanted Shanhe to come and take a look, and that the talent rating of Lin is not the same as what he has demonstrated. Shanhe mentions that it is normal, and some people sometimes perform better during a real combat in the exam. B rank might even have a rank or higher performance. There would be nothing to be impressed about, except that Lin is supposed to be E rank. At such a rank, a person shouldn't even dare to participate in the beast trial. Shanhe is upset because they made him come for someone of E rank. But the teachers ask him to see first before coming to a conclusion. Shanhe asks if Lin was able to pass the beast trial. Well, let him see for himself. Then he is surprised and now refuses to believe that Lin is an E rank candidate. Now Shanhe should know why he was called here. At this point, Lin is facing stage 10 of the beast trial. This is already the last stage with extremely high difficulty, because 10 wild wolf king all have 7-star war beast rank compatibility. If Lin passes the 10th stage, that should prove in everyone's eyes that he has the beast general's compatibility. Shanhe mentions that Lin would not only prove that, but he would become a target that all famous school will want to have someone capable of passing 10 stages of the beast trial exam without any exception. They are geniuses. Shanhe mentions that Lin will be at least a lord rank beast soul master, even hoping to become a royal rank beast soul master. This causes an even bigger impression than these 2 teachers already had. But Shanhe doesn't want to jump to conclusions. It will all depend on whether Lin is able to clear the 10th stage. Back to the simulation, Lin thought the last stage would at least have general rank monster, but it's only 10 wild wolf kings. Yes, he's still disappointed. He's only facing pure trash from his point of view, so he prepares to take out all those wolves. No matter how many of them go against Lin, they won't be enough to defeat him. Moments later, all the remaining wolves attack at once and bite Lin, but his stamina is terrifying. He's being able to withstand many attacks simultaneously from 7-star war beasts, attack, defense, speed, explosive power. All these are at a very high level in Lin. I think it's pretty clear that Lin is no longer any rank. Lin is destroying all those high-level wolves as if nothing, leaving only a trail of blood. Moments later, there are 6 more wolves left. But that said, they are no match for Lin. Just look at the size difference. It's completely abysmal, and that's only in size. The power difference is even bigger. Next, Lin begins to gather energy in his mouth. Moments later, he kills all the remaining wolves with just 1 breath, atomic breath. Well, no, it's actually called incandescent light. Finally, Lin completes the 10th stage, killing all the wolves that appeared to him. The teachers were wondering what the hell was that ability a few moments ago that said Lin has passed all the stages of the beast trial exam. This beast trial exam's difficulty is way easier than Lin thought, so yes, he ends up passing without any problems, and since he passed all the stages, it means he will get a very good result in the exam. So he starts to wonder how many people will be impressed when the exam results come out. After all, even Mook-Swan, who is S rank, couldn't pass all the levels of the beast trial exam. Lin wants to make use of this exam to let all famous school see that even an E rank beast soul can also have strong compatibility. The exam ends and Lin wakes up. All the teachers were still impressed by everything that just happened. These are Lin's current stats. Although he says that the data obtained from him after the combat simulation may have some errors and therefore they are just references, only 18 years old, less than 2 weeks since he awakened beast soul. Even so, Lin has 3-star general beast rank. This kind of talent is merely terrifying. Next, Shanhe congratulates Lin for passing all the stages and asks him if he knows what that means. Not only does it mean good results, with the talent and fighting skills Lin showed, Shanhe is sure that Yanjing University or Modu University will fight to snatch Lin and take him as a student. Having said that, Lin asks the teacher when the results of the exam will be out. The teacher replies that if everything goes well, the results will be released today afternoon. The teacher thought how calm Lin looked. If he was any other candidate, he would be very sure to be excited. If there's nothing more to say or do, Lin says goodbye to the examiners. But Shenhe tells him to wait, and he asks Lin why his rank used to be E rank. He asks him if there was any mistake during the beast soul awakening. Shenhe clarifies to Lin that if he had any problem, he can help him to handle it, but not Lin tells him that in fact his beast soul when he awakened was very weak. It is true that he is E rank. So after that, he thanks the examiner for his concern. The teacher asks Shenhe if he thinks what Lin said is true. He didn't seem to be lying, but what surprised Shen. How was Lin's mentality? He got an impressive result, but he didn't become arrogant. That's very rare. With his talent and mentality in the future, there will probably be another beast soul master with great strength. Yes, that will be Lin, he promised. Lin goes out to where the other students are. They're discussing about how they did in the test. Next, Lin meets Mook-Soo. He asks her if she passed the beast trial. She answers that of course she passed it and she did quite well. She tells him with a big smile on her face. Lin asks her up to what stage she managed to clear. She got to the 9th stage. Not bad indeed. Even Lin is surprised. He never imagined that she could go that far, so it seems like Mook-Soo's compatibility improved more than he imagined. Lin knows that Mook-Soo wants to ask him about his results, but she doesn't know how to ask him because in normal conditions, someone of E rank beast soul would have difficulties even in the first level. So there's no doubt later Mook-Soo will be impressed. Lin tells Mook-Soo that since they have finished the exam, they should not worry about the results. He will treat her to a meal. To congratulate her for passing to the 9th stage, Mook-Soo is excited about this plan. She wanted eat a bowl of malatang. Muksui proposes to go to that shop that Lin took her to last time. She had been wanting to eat it for a long time already. Lin tells her that shop is quite far away, so if they go there, they won't be able to get there in time for when they release the exam results, but she says it doesn't matter, as the results are confirmed, it's just the ranking. Lin leaves calmly, as he knows that if everything goes well and no accident happens, no one will get a better result than him. Hours go by and it's 1 p.m. The results will be released now. All the students were gathered. Mokusuan was making a fuss and being arrogant. He made it to level 7 in this beast trial exam. Same result as last year's first place, poor guy. Once he finds out, I can't wait to see his face. Everyone was congratulating Mokusuan for being so strong, and they were sure he would be the first place with such a result. Yanjing University or Mozi University may be interested in him too. Mokusuan thought that someone as supposedly excellent as him, as expected, he will be able to attract all the attention no matter where he goes. He made enough preparations for this exam. He asked parents to spend a lot of money to buy beast spirit pills for him in a short period of time. These pills activate beast soul's potential. Mokusuan asks his henchmen if they have seen Lin. They reply that there is no need to ask, as they believe Lin is looking for a place to hide with his E-rank talent. They are sure that Lin will not be able to make a big comeback in his life. They kept teasing Lin with things like if they were him, he would look to hide his face and find a place to hide. After all, if Lin doesn't show up, this is it. Mokusuan mentions that if Lin doesn't want to show himself, then he better be a coward all his life. After all, if Lin doesn't show up, this is just what Mokusuan wanted, for him to disappear and never be in front of him again. But dude, you don't know what you're in for. They hear in the distance the voice of Muksui talking to Lin about what they had eaten a few moments ago, having a good time laughing.